Bake with us, Canada. This week's guest baker is Kitchener Mayor Berry Vrbanovic, and this week's recipe is for Black Forest cake.
Welcome back to Baking for Change. I'm your host, Wendy Pauls, and once again, we have a special guest here today. We've had, some of Canada's top bakers on this show.
Oh, that is a lot of pressure, Wendy.
And today we have Kitchener's Mayor, Berry Vrbanovic. Did I say your name right?
You did. Awesome. Well done.
Okay. It's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure.
You did awesome.
So welcome to Baking for Change. We're really excited. And today we're going to show you that you can have an important job, you can have a busy job, and you can still find time to bake. So please tell us, what are we going to be baking today, and kind of walk us through the process.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, Wendy, thanks so much for inviting me. I'm
My pleasure.
Really excited to be here. I love the idea behind Baking for Change and the work that you're doing, engaging with young people and so on in the community.
Yeah.
And I thought this is kind of cool. It took a little bit of work to get it all scheduled, but
here we
are,
mm-hmm.
And we have all of the things that we need. So what we're going to be baking today is a Black Forest cake.
Ooh,
and everyone's probably
yes.
wondering, why a Black Forest cake? Well, I kind of went back to the history of Kitchener. And as you know, the community obviously had, significant German roots in the community. And the Black Forest is an important part of Germany. It's a very beautiful part.
Black Forest cake, with its layers of chocolate sponge cake, luscious cherries, whipped cream, and chocolate shavings, has become a favorite dessert of millions worldwide. This iconic confection is not only a delight to the taste buds, but also has a rich history. The origins of the cake can be traced back to the picturesque region of the Black Forest in southwestern Germany in the 16th century. The area was known for its abundance of sour cherries and the production of cherry-based liqueurs. Locals started incorporating those ingredients into desserts, giving rise to a cherry-infused cake that would later evolve into the modern-day Black Forest cake.
Obviously had links to KW Oktoberfest. In fact, some will remember the old KW Oktoberfest office castle down on the corner of Benton and Charles. And that castle was modeled to look similar, a little smaller and a little less grandiose. Yeah, exactly. By probably about a couple $100 million worth. But it was meant to look similar to Neuschwanstein, which was one of King Ludwig's castles in Germany.
Oktoberfest facts. Kitchener-Waterloo's Oktoberfest is the biggest Bavarian culture festival outside of Germany, and it's now in its 55th year. But just how big is it? The festival is 9 days long. It gets about 700,000 visitors. It generates about $20 million in economic activity. 50 nonprofit organizations benefit from it. There are almost 2,000 volunteers. About 150,000 people line the Thanksgiving Day parade route, and 1.8 million TV viewers tune into the parade. And we hope to see you soon at KW's Oktoberfest.
And so when you take that and the Black Forest and the German links of the community, and plus it's one of the few things I've ever kind of baked with a little bit of cheating effort with packaged chocolate cake, but we'll talk about that. Okay. Exactly. We thought this would be the perfect thing to do today.
How Berlin became Kitchener. 2016 was the 100th anniversary of Berlin, Canada, changing its name to Kitchener. It was the middle of World War I, and the region was home to a large number of people of Germanic descent who experienced a lot of negative sentiment against them. Kitchener was a big manufacturing center in those days, from leather goods to furniture, meatpacking, and pianos. The city was a major industrial center. But now those products proudly stamped Made in Berlin, Canada weren't selling, and the Board of Trade said, you know what? For economic reasons, we need to change the name of this place. Committees were struck, contests were held, and eventually, after many meetings and a public ballot, the city renamed itself Kitchener.
Let's walk us through now what ingredients, besides our little assistance cake here, what are we going to be using today?
For sure. So, I mean, we'll get to the food in a sec, but I will note that I have a couple 9-inch Dr. Oetker round pans here. I had to borrow these from Mama V's home because she used to bake torts with them. But what's really cool is it pops out like this.
Yes.
So when we're done later, we can, and the cake's done, it'll make it easier to remove it. From the pans and get the 2 layers of the Black Forest cake going. So then when we talk about our ingredients, of course I did say I cheat a little bit on the actual cake part. I used to use a Betty Crocker German chocolate cake, but it's been so long since I've done one, it doesn't exist anymore. Wow. We picked up this President's Choice Decadent Chocolate Cake Mix. I've picked up their little chocolate melted things that you put in the oven, and they are awesome. So I figured this is going to be good.
It's going to be good.
We got some good old milk. We have some whipping cream that we're going to need later. Of course, very important when you're making a Black Forest cake is you don't use ordinary cherries, but in fact, sour cherries. The cake is much better that way. So I found these at Eurofoods on Highland Road. Yeah. And I picked up my butter there because I needed some of that as well. But it really speaks to the importance of supporting some of our local food stores throughout the city that really cater to a variety of tastes, whether it's Asian foods, European foods, African foods, and so on. And there's so many of these stores, and they're awesome to visit. Yeah. And then, of course, we had to have some maraschino cherries to top off the cake, some eggs, and whip it. And everyone's probably wondering, what is whip it, right? We kind of think of Fitz the Whip, the boxer, but no, it's not about that. Whip it is actually a whipping cream stabilizer. And this was a secret that Mama V taught me when I was like in my teens. So I'm borrowing that as we make our cake today. You know, one of the things that I should probably say and do just before we do that, and I'm going to have to maybe sneak away from the camera, we'll get one of the second cameras to follow me, but being the mayor and sitting on regional council and the Board of Public Health, one of the things that are always important is cleanliness. So we'll start with our cake.
Let's
our
start
cake
with
mix.
our cake.
So let's see what it says here.
Do you want this off?
We should no, I think we can do it there. Yep. So what we need to do, first of all,
is open it.
Yes, that's always a good start. So we're going to do that. Since we're not repackaging it, we can be a little rougher with the package. And look at that.
Oh, we don't
look at this. They make it so easy for us. Yeah. This is awesome. Okay, so we'll get this in here. Okay.
I wonder how many steps they're saving us with this little package.
I know, we don't need to take the dough and all that kind of stuff. So there we go.
I've got a garbage over here if you want.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So then we need to add 2 large eggs to that.
Okay.
And we will do that.
Now, let me get you this. Why don't we crack them in here?
Okay, perfect.
Then just in case there's any shell.
Yes, we don't want any shell in the cake.
We don't want shell. We don't want crunch.
Crunchy cake is good if you got like chocolate chips or something else, but
eggshell.
not in a Black Forest cake. So we'll throw these 2 eggs in. We got rid of our little extra crunchy protein. So the eggs are in there now. And the next we need to do is add a cup of milk. And so I actually like using, somebody told me about this Joya Nielsen milk. We actually use it in the office for coffee and so on. And it works out really well because it tends to have a longer shelf life.
Oh, that's great.
So that's always a good thing to have. And here we go with a cup.
Excellent.
I have to say, you guys got all the best baking stuff. We have the Pyrex dishes. I might note we have a Betty Crocker knife. This is clearly a professional baking show.
Absolutely. We're not messing around here.
Okay, here we go. We're adding our milk. There we go. So that's done. And then next up, we need to do, let's see here, 1/2 cup of unsalted butter. Now it says melted and slightly cooked.
So we gave this little melt in the microwave.
I know.
Right?
Thank goodness for microwaves. They help us kind of make things happen quickly.
They do.
And so here we have our the amount of butter we need, 1/2 cup. And we're going to add that into the mix. Spread it around a little bit. Good.
Excellent.
And of course, you know, one of the beauties when you're making cakes for good causes, they come calorie free. So I just want the audience to know that.
Calories just go to the cause.
Exactly, and you don't need to worry about that. So I think we're this guy's locked in.
Okay.
We can put it down and we can give it a slow stir. There we go. Look at that. Thank you for your help.
What do you want? There's 2.
Yeah, I think that works. Okay, so in the meantime, what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to put a little butter around the pan so that the cake doesn't stick when we're doing that. So let's show this to everyone. Look how nice and smooth this is.
It's beautiful.
Looks so decadent. So we're gonna try to get about half of it in here. And then a chunk in the other one. Now it's been a while since
Wait a second. Do you think that there's enough for 2?
I'm
thinking you need 1 for 1.
You know what? We may need. It says that you can do this in 2 because it'll rise, but I'm kind of feeling it's going to be a little. I'd rather have a big.
Me too.
And that's why I bought.
Because we don't want like a thin cake like this.
No, and you know what? The beauty is, I was worried about that. Kind of thinking like you are right now. So I actually bought 2 boxes of decadent chocolate mix, so we can actually. Take a short break during our commercial break and whip up another box, and we will come back to our viewers with the second batch shortly, and we'll continue our show.
That's perfect.
So Wendy, here we are with our second batch, and you know what? You are brilliant because this cake is going to be so much more chocolatey, higher.
Yes.
Yummy.
I mean, we need to. You know, you picked a traditional cake, so we need to show it. Well.
It needs good substance to it.
It does.
Right. I mean, if you think of King Ludwig's castle.
Right.
It was kind of tall and so on.
Probably not a bungalow.
Probably not a bungalow. No. I mean, nothing wrong with bungalows. Especially as we age. I mean, I'm thinking about that down the road.
But for this kind of cake, we want a 2-story.
Exactly. Yeah. You got it. We're going to put this in the oven, and then we'll come back and prep our cherries, work on our whipping cream and so on, and we can talk about other things about things happening here in the community.
I would love to hear.
That would be awesome.
So we've got our 2 cakes. That will be 1 cake.
Yes.
Baking in the oven. What are we doing now?
Well, I think probably what we should do is use the time to talk about a little bit about what's happening in Kitchener.
Absolutely.
But we can also prep for the next part of this because, I don't know, I think we've got a party or something tonight. So we've got to make sure that we keep things rolling and get this cake ready, right?
Yes.
So
let's do it.
I think the next thing we're going to do is simply drain. And as I mentioned earlier, you want to have pitted sour cherries for that layer in between the cake. We use maraschino cherries on top. Sweet ones are fine if you can't find them, but as I said, there's several stores in town where you can find these, and it works much better for the cake. So I'm using a sift here, and I'm going to actually not simply drain the juice because some people actually like drinking this.
Oh, I bet. That's good.
Yeah. So try not to wear it. That's always helpful.
I know. Keep your shirt clean. I think you should get a prize if you get all the way through this.
Without both of us. Exactly. We won't tell anyone if we do, though. Here we go. We've got a nice draining. In the meantime, we're going to get this mixed up and put it in the fridge so it gets a little firmer.
Okay, so that can go in here?
Yep. But before we do that, I'm just going to put these 2 packages because that is a 500 milliliter package of whipped cream. We need 2 packages of Whippet to go in here.
Now we don't need to add any sugar, nothing like that.
No, I mean, because if we listen, sugar's always good, but we're trying to make sure people stay healthy too.
Okay.
And the cherries are going to help on that front, and there's some in the cake. So
Okay.
I think we're in good shape.
All right.
Really excited. We just announced last Thursday at the KW Titans game that Caravana is going to be coming to Kitchener for the first time this summer.
Wow.
And as you know, it is. It's huge. It's big in Toronto, and so there will be a second one here, organized partially by the same group, the Caravana Arts Group, and it's planned for downtown Kitchener on August 23rd and 24th. And I can tell you, since we've shared that news, the vibe has been unbelievable.
I bet.
People calling hotels to book rooms. People all excited about the costumes, the culture, the food, the dancing. I've already been told I'm going to have to work on my soca dancing between now and then, so we're excited about that. But we've got a whole summer planned of great events, from Multicultural Festival to the Blues Fest to our regular events during the week. It's going to be a really fun time in downtown Kitchener this summer.
Where is the best place for people to get information? To know what's going on, dates about this and other things.
So one of the best places to find it all is actually at the City of Kitchener website, www.kitchener.ca. And you can actually even subscribe there. So every time there's an update about a new event or scheduling or whatever, you'll automatically get an email, which makes it easy for planning with family and friends.
That's really good.
So that's certainly going on, and lots of growth in the community, as you know, and some challenges that go along with that we have to work at and manage, and make sure that as we grow as a community, there's opportunities for everyone. And one of the things that we're blessed about here is the number of people who immigrate to Canada, either by choice or by virtue of coming as refugees or whatever their circumstances are. And so programs like this that help train young people with skill sets that they can use in life to help them find jobs and careers and so on, and get established. It's so important. And so I really applaud you and the church for being part of this. It's so awesome.
No, it's really, really great.
I have to give a shout out to the federal government, because just before Christmas we got our Housing Accelerator allotment, which was $42.4 million. Minister Fraser was here, and so we're working on a number of programs over the next few years that are going to help get more housing built quicker and also do some things towards affordability.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's important, right?
Very
because
important.
When we talk about housing, it's about making sure there's options and choices available for people across the housing spectrum, from deeply affordable to market-based home ownership.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know that as a realtor.
I do.
So let's maybe try our whipping cream and get that going. What do you think?
Okay, I think so. So we'll start slow. I've learned this.
Yes, because otherwise we might be wearing a little bit of it.
Yeah, we're trying to stay clean here. So once it looks like everything's a little wet, then we can turn it up, and then we're going to want this pretty high.
Yep.
So far, so good, because we want to get air in there, right?
Yep.
Goodie Goodie is a non-profit bakery offering training and jobs for refugee youth.
Hi, it's Stephen at Goodie Goodie, and that was Wendy Pauls, the host of the Baking for Change show. We're getting ready to launch our first ever pop-up bakery, and we could really use your help. We want to earn our way, not just accept donations. So 100% of the profit from our bakery sales and 100% of your donation goes towards paying our young refugee staff. Everyone at Goodie Goodie is a volunteer, and we don't pay for things like rent or advertising, so our administration costs are almost zero, which makes us a pretty good choice when deciding who you want to support. There's a donation link right on our website, as well as in the description section of this video. And the more you donate, the more refugee kids we can bring into our program. For more information, visit goodiegoodie.ca. Wow.
I think it looks good.
It's looking good. I think we're probably ready to turn this off. And what we will do is we will give it a good We'll
Look at that.
look at that whipping cream. We've got 2 layers. We've got our whipping cream.
Yes.
Check this out. Nice and thick.
And it's staying.
Yes.
Because of the
whippet.
Yep,
Exactly.
stabilizing in there.
So we're good. And then we've got our sour cherries ready to go.
Quality control.
Absolutely. Yes, we've checked those. And then when we're done, we're going to throw a few maraschino cherries on top.
Yes. All right. So what do we do now?
So the next thing we need to do is make sure this one is ready to put on top of that layer.
Oh, and we did let them cool.
We did, yes.
Yeah. So
make sure you do that.
If they were piping hot, this would not be good.
So we now are ready with this one. So we're going to take some whipping cream and we're going to put a layer in here because it's going to go in the middle.
Nice.
But I need to make sure that I've also got enough.
Kind of like an Oreo.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to look like.
Yeah, exactly. But I need to have enough for the, oh no, we got a runaway whipped cream there. We're going to need to make sure we have enough for the top and the sides.
Right.
When we're done. Oh my goodness, this is looking good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to brag. I hope it tastes as good as it looks.
It will, for sure.
So.
And you're taking this to an event?
You know what? Well, of course, I'm going to share it with you and our producer and the pastor here. But my staff have said that it's important that they get to taste test because they want to make sure that the mayor is
not all talk.
Exactly.
Right? You
exactly.
Can follow through. You said you can make this.
So
let's see
and I'm not sure, to be honest with you, that they really believe me. So thank goodness we're going to have.
The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the cake.
In the cake, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so what we'll do is we will make sure that we also show them the video at some point because they'll know that this is not fake.
That's right. You didn't just pick it up on the way over.
But in the meantime, we're going to take some of these cherries and we are going to place them throughout the cake.
Oh, look at this.
Right. I think we might have some left at the end of this. But we're going to place them throughout the cake.
Very artistic.
What do you think, Stephen? Is this looking pretty good?
It's looking awesome.
Oh, our cameraman is an audience. I know you're not seeing Stephen, but we would not be able to do this show without Stephen. I mean, he is amazing. I first met Stephen when he was doing a project called Peace Works in the community with young people. And I got to tell you, that was such an inspiring program, energized so many young people. And one of my favorite memories, Stephen, I don't know if you remember this moment, was when you were doing, I believe it was a book around peace and people doing the peace symbol. And we had former Mayor Jaworski from the city of Waterloo and I at Eastwood Collegiate. I remember the Canadian flag behind us and both of us doing this funky picture with the peace sign. Do you remember this?
I do remember it. It was pretty amazing.
We'll have to do something like that again because I think it's important for young people to also always remember that in our community, yes, it's really important to look out for each other, but we're also part of a global family.
Right.
And it's important to think about the people around the world and how our community relates to them. And that program was just one of the ways of doing that. What do you think? I
think this is looking great.
I'm kind of going a little heavier on the cherries because you can never go too much fruit, right?
No,
what do they say?
Absolutely.
They say an apple a day or 20 cherries a day keep the doctor away. Perfect. So that's what we're trying to do with this guy. So I think we're ready to now take this cake.
Ooh, look at that.
And we're going to place it on top. We're going to gently press it down so that the cherries don't come out later, but we don't want to break the cake. Although I almost did that when I was removing it from the pan, but I think we're there.
Reality TV.
It is, exactly.
What really happens.
There we go. So I think we're now ready to put on the final layer of whipped cream.
We're getting darn close.
We're getting darn close. I gotta leave some for the sides. Yeah. Might have been, I might have needed an extra. This is a lot. See, when you don't do it in like 30 years, 25 years, you kind of forget some of the details.
Sure.
It probably should have been a 500 and a 250 just to have extra whipping cream.
So I guess if people want to have enough to fully cover the cake, then they need the 500 and the 250.
Right.
Yeah.
But if not...
If they're doing the open side method...
Exactly. Then you can get away with one. And I think the other piece that we can do is we'll just kind of do the side for TV. And we won't
We'll show them this.
Exactly.
Barry, do you know what time it is?
It is cake tasting time!
My favorite time.
Wendy, I am so excited. I can't tell you how thrilled I've been to spend some time with you and our
Likewise.
friend Stephen
Yes.
and all of our viewing audience
Yes.
today.
Yeah.
I want to thank our friends at Community Christian Reformed Church here in Kitchener on the southwest part of the city for allowing us to use this beautiful kitchen and make everything happen. And I think we're kind of at the time where, you know, we won't say this side kind of is missing a little bit of whipping cream, but the viewing audience doesn't see that. So we're going to eat this piece first, and we'll go from there.
All right.
You ready to be the official taste tester?
There you go.
Let me give it a quick cut.
Yes.
And I think I even have a little cake spatula here. Oh my.
Beautiful. Let's see if you can cut like a sliver. This is a tall cake.
Oh no, I lost a couple cherries. Whoops, hold
Okay.
on. We'll get those later.
We'll get that, yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. You
I
good?
think we're good.
Okay. Look at that.
Look at this delicious
Look
piece.
at that. It's beautiful.
Hey, not bad, huh?
Not bad at all.
So, I'm going to let you taste the first piece.
Okay, well, are you going to taste it with me?
Okay, I'll cut one too.
I'll wait, yeah.
Hold on. I am going to cut a little piece. Whoops.
Yeah, we can get these cherries here. There we
Oh
go.
no.
You're doing a great job.
Whoops.
You're doing a great job.
Whoops.
Yeah.
And hey, did I just notice that Pastor's joined us here? And should we check? Pastor, are you here? Do you want to join us?
Oh, come on over.
Come on
Actually,
over
this
here.
is-
Why don't you come?
This is a pastor size.
It is. I'll give you the smaller one.
Yes, I want a smaller one.
Okay,
Thank
and
you.
we are going to cut one more
Oh,
here.
come on, that's looking good.
This
It's
is
smelling
looking
good.
good.
Yes, yeah.
And oh no. Okay.
I
Since
don't think-
you lost your maraschino, so I'm
I
going to
did.
give you mine.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Is everyone
Excellent
ready for
sharing.
this? It's all about sharing.
Yeah.
Boys and girls who
Sharing
are
is
watching,
caring.
exactly. Make sure you remember
Cherry
that.
is caring.
Mhm.
And we are now
Wow.
going to.
Gonna get ready. Did you get a fork here?
I am. Are we ready, everyone?
I almost dropped
Let's
it.
do this.
Okay. And cheers.
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 Happy Black Forest cake, everyone.
You did it.
Did I do okay?
Mm.
Good
You did
job.
great. Mm-hmm. It's very good.
Moist.
It is.
I like the cherries.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Very nice. Not overly sweet.
Nope.
Nope, that's
Nice,
important.
Balanced. Uh-huh.
So, I just want to remind everyone in the viewing, all of these ingredients are available in our local stores. Some in a local large grocery store, but some in them are local international food stores. And so you can pick them all up locally and support our local small businesses.
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful.
So thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule to come and bake with us today.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing your beautiful kitchen with us.
Happy to have you here.
And thank you, bakers at home, for baking with us today. Enjoy.
Absolutely. And let's keep baking for change.
Thanks for watching, and see you next time on Baking for Change. Special thanks to Wendy Pauls. And Kitchener Mayor Berry Vrbanovic, Red Path Sugar, Danby Appliances, and Community Christian Reformed Church.